Who is the Holy Spirit? Can anyone tell me who God is truly, or who our Creator is? Not really, right? But He goes by many faces. He goes by many names. He goes by God, Allah, Jehovah, Buddha in the Eastern culture. He goes by many names. But who is He? And you know, here, when you come here, and you always hear our member talking to each other and say, oh, pray to the Holy Spirit, pray to the Holy Spirit. And you're asking us, oh, you mean like the Holy Spirit, like the Trinity in the Christianity teaching? Well, similar, but not really. Here at the association, when I first came, I asked Master Tham, I said, who is this Holy Spirit that you tell me to pray to? And he just smiles and he tells me, the truth is, no one knows. No one knows. And if someone tells you that they truly know who the Holy Spirit is, that means they must be dead and they have come back from the other side to tell you who the Holy Spirit is. But what we know is basically this. From all of our channeling, we have channeled the Holy Spirit, we have channeled all the gods and deities out there, and we have channeled relatives of lost loved ones on the other side for the last 34 years. I think if you count all the channeling sessions and all the ceremonies that we have done here, it would probably be in the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of these events and these cases. And every single time, the person on the other side that comes through, they always tell us, the Holy Spirit, it's the Creator. It's for me to even say the word Holy Spirit, I'm wrong. There's no language in this world that can ever describe who the Holy Spirit, the Creator, truly is. All we know is that if you look up in the sky, you go outside later today and you look up in the sky, there's no words, right? This Creator that created this whole entire universe, all the galaxy. And if you narrow it down to just us, look at our physical body. You know, if you've ever taken anatomy classes, look at our body. Look at the makeup of our body, our heart, our lung, our eyes, our ears, all of them working together to make who we are, to allow me to stand here and talk to you and interact with you like this. The complexity of our anatomy, you can see God in it, right? You can see His creation. We are His creation, and look at the complexity of us physically. So imagine this Creator. It's unbelievable. So what do we need to know who the Holy Spirit is? It's basically this. There's no language that can ever describe who He is. No one can truly say that they know who He truly is. But what we know here for the last 34 years is this, that He does come to us. He does come to us. The Holy Spirit loves us with all the miracles that He has provided for us personally and as a group. And all the messages that has come true through our divine reading and all the prediction that He has given us, you know, throughout the years has come true. And all the miracles of even allowing a lost loved one on the other side to come through, to communicate, to talk to their family for one last time. We know that He exists, and we know that He allowed this because there's love in his message. There's always love. One day, after we learn the 5 lessons as a reward, I'm going to ask Master Tham to allow our English group to channel the Holy Spirit. Or better yet, maybe we'll do it today after the meeting. Yeah? Okay. Something to look forward to. Okay. So that is our definition of the Holy Spirit. Now we step into the forest of metaphysics. Now we're at the edge all this time. Now I'm going to finally take you, and we're going to take that first step into the forest of metaphysics. So what is the invisible world? By definition is invisible, right? You can't see it. You can't, it's not like this cup of water where I can touch it. So it's non-physical, okay? But it exists. It exists. How do we know it exists? It exists because as members of the association and our guest that has been here with us, when you put your hands in prayer position like this, and you pray to God, you pray to the Holy Spirit, and then your hand starts to open up. Your hand starts to open up and you tap into that cosmic energy for that first time. Remember the first time you felt the cosmic energy in the palm of your hand? Well, that's proof right there. That's tangible proof that the invisible world exists, because you pray to God, you pray to Buddha, you pray to who you believe in, and they come and they open up your hands like this. They give you tangible proof that the invisible world exists. So number one, the invisible world exists. Number two, the invisible world will come to us very specific, very personalized, based on your understanding of the invisible world. So for example, if you believe the invisible world to be like a garden, a flower, then the invisible world will always come to you in that sense. If you believe the invisible world to be a place where our soul come for schooling, then the invisible world will come to you in that way. So there's no true painted picture, or there's no true picture of what the invisible world looks like. All we know about the invisible world is this: it exists, it's real. The invisible world comes to us through our senses. Okay, let me give you some example to clarify this. How many of you have had a dream and then your dream comes true? Right? Okay. That's the invisible world coming through to you to let you know that something's about to happen. Okay? That's an example of how the invisible world comes to us. Comes through our senses, comes through in our dreams. Okay? How many of you you're at work and then all of a sudden, this is an Eastern cultural belief that I'll share with you. How many of you're sitting at work and all of a sudden your left eye starts to twitch, right? Because there's this superstitious belief out there that if your left eye starts to twitch, that something bad's about to happen, and if your right eye twitch, something good's about to happen, right? So sometimes the invisible world will use what you already believe in to communicate with you. Okay, so if you believe that if your left eye twitch, something bad is about to happen, the invisible world will come to you and warn you that way. Okay, or if, let's say, you don't have dreams about the invisible world, you don't have any physical feelings or senses about the invisible world, but you know what, your mom passed away and you believe that your mom can send information to you from the other side, you might be able to see your mom manifesting in front of you. Only you can see that. So that's one of the many ways the invisible world will communicate with us, will interact with us, will come to us so that we know that it exists. But when they come through our senses, through our dreams, through our touch, feeling the cosmic energy, through allowing you to see a ghost or your lost loved one appearing in front of you, they never leave a trace. Do you notice that? Only you know it, right? When you put your hands together and they start to move apart, can you tell the next person what you're feeling? No. Only you can feel it. When you have dreams about some event that's about to happen, and you explain to people around you, you tell them, you know what, I just had this dream and this is about to happen, this is about to happen. And they look at you and they're like, okay, I think you might be crazy. But then it comes true and you're like, see, I told you, right? I told you, it came true. And they realize it, but they don't understand you because it was personalized for you, right? Or I'll give you another example. close to home. We have a member here that used to see dead people, right? And she thought she was crazy, right? But then she comes to us and she tells us about these stories, and we tell her, you know what, you're not crazy, because we see it too, right? So you see how the invisible world comes to us through our senses, through dreams. They're always in constant communication with us. So it's always this one-way communication, the invisible world to us, the invisible world to us, okay? But what makes ARM special? We actually communicate backwards. For example, when you put your hands in prayer position and you pray to the Holy Spirit, that's you communicating to the Holy Spirit, right? To the invisible world. And guess what? Your hand starts to open up like this. That's the invisible world communicating back to you to tell you, hey, I'm here. I'm with you. I hear your prayer. I am here. So that's what makes ARM so different and so unique, and only here at the association we're able to do this is because of this knowledge that we have. It's a two-way communication. It's personalized based on your knowledge. So as you grow spiritually, as you open up your mind to all these other supernatural phenomenon, guess what? That painted picture of the invisible world, it's going to become more amazing, okay? So maybe when you first walk into the door this afternoon, all you saw was this forest with trees. But now, just after this one slide right here on the screen, on the PowerPoint, now you see there's other pieces, other things in this forest of metaphysics, right? Isn't that amazing? So, the invisible world exists, communicate through our senses, and it's a two-way communication here at the association, okay? Another question that comes up, well, science, technology is so advanced right now. They can take a picture of a ghost. They can capture orbs, you know, these things from the invisible world. Or another question or another comment I sometimes get is, you know, technology, science can answer all phenomenon in this world. So one day, science will be able to give proof to the invisible world. Science, technology will one day give the rest of the world tangible proof that the invisible world exists. And my answer or my comment back to them is this: no, that will never happen. Why? Think about it, okay? The invisible world by definition is invisible, right? What is science? Science is physical, right? Science are measurements, okay? Just to give you a quick background, I'm a biology teacher. I used to be a biology teacher, so science is in my blood, okay? Science is all about measurements, right? Science is what? Science is trial and error measurement, weighing something, testing something out, pouring it into one thing, and then creating something out of it. It's all physical. Science is all physical. Science is measurement, measuring a content of something, okay? While the invisible world is invisible. So here at the association, what we know is that science and the invisible world will always run parallel. They will never intersect, okay? Let me give you some example. Way back in time, in ancient time, the Stone Age, right? They saw lightning, they saw thunder. But back then they didn't have technology. So what did the cavemen believe lightning and thunder to be? some sort of mystical, some sort of supernatural phenomenon from God, right? God is punishing them with all this lightning and rain and hail and thunderstorm. Well, now fast forward here in our current time, science can explain that, you know what, these clouds, they get together, all these electrons, and it causes lightning, right? So it's a physical, it's a natural physical phenomenon. It's not supernatural, okay? Let me give you another example. There was a doctor back in the 1960s. He believed that you can weigh a human soul, okay? Remember, our soul is invisible, right? So he believed that you can weigh a person's soul. So what he did was he went into the hospital, and right before that person is about to pass away, to take their last breath, before they enter the invisible world, he put them on the scale. Okay, he put them on the scale, and then right when they pass away and they were officially declared dead, he put them on the scale again to see if he can weigh a person's soul, because he believed that once you die, your soul leaves your body, right? And guess what? There's no difference. There was no difference at all. You cannot weigh a person's soul, okay? Let me find another example. Maybe you can help me out. Another example. Oh, how many of you have seen that picture of the white lady coming down the staircase? The famous picture of a ghost in England. Okay? Now, a lot of people say that that picture is basically a physical camera capturing an image of a ghost descending down the stairway. Okay? But we know here at the association that you can never capture images from the invisible world. You cannot capture images of ghosts. Think about it. Think about the satellite that's out there in space right now. They can zoom down and capture a picture, an image of a license plate. So if that is true, then how come they can't capture all the ghosts that's roaming this earth right now, right? Right? Think about that, right? Okay, so that picture, if you ever see or hear anyone tells you, you know what, I captured this picture of this ghost on my camera, it's just light. It's just light. The right moment, the light bounce against each other and the camera is able to capture it, because the invisible world, again, by definition, is invisible. No physical tools, no physical means will ever be able to capture the image of the invisible world, okay? You can only sense it, you can only feel it, you can only see it with your third eye. You can only see it in here with your third eye. The invisible world won't manifest like this. You won't be able to touch the invisible world like I'm touching this cup of water right here. It will come to you through your senses. It will come to you in your mind, okay? So, what are the four key characteristics of the invisible world? Number one, it exists. Number two, the invisible world can never be weighed or measured by any physical means or any physical equipment. The invisible world communicates with us through our senses and our dreams. And the invisible world, and this is very key, will remain a mystery to the rest of the world. It will not leave any trace. Just think about it. Imagine if the invisible world, if every single spirit that is allowed to come through is allowed to leave footprint or traces of them, then we would have traces of the invisible world all around this world, right? But you hardly hear about them, right? Even the sighting in Spain, in Fatima, the famous sighting of the Virgin Mary in Fatima, even that, only those kids, right? Only those 3 kids were able to see the Virgin Mary appearing in front of them in Fatima. The rest of the people, the crowd that gathered there, they only believe what the 3 children told them that they saw. But the rest of the group of the people, they didn't see it. But it's still a miracle because these 3 children were able to see it. Okay? Is there any trace of the Virgin Mary in Fatima after that sighting? No. Because they saw it in here. They saw it with their third eye. The invisible world manifests the imagery, the image of the Virgin Mary through those 3 kids in here, in their mind, in their senses. Not physical manifestation. Okay? So the other question that comes up when I say the invisible world will always remain a mystery and only those who are destined to know about it will be able to know of its existence. And some people ask me, why? Why can't we share all this? Why can't we just tell the whole world? You know, it's hard to say. I always wonder why I'm standing here. Why is it that my journey in my life for the past 15 years has brought me here, has brought me to this very moment to be able to stand here and share with you all this knowledge today? I can't explain to you. But what I can tell you is this. I don't know, maybe it's my karma. If you believe in the Buddhist teaching, if you believe in karma, somehow my karma, I'm supposed to end up here. If you believe in, you know, other theories about life, somehow I'm destined to be here. I can't explain that. But what I can tell you is the fact that I'm standing here to be able to talk to you and share with you all this knowledge is a blessing in itself, because it's hard to say why you are here, I am here, and we're all here and we're talking about the invisible world, because the rest of the world, if they are able to tune into our meeting today, they will probably laugh and say, these people are crazy, right? These people are crazy. But we're not. You know why? Because we are that small percentage of people that the mystery and the miracle of the invisible world is revealed to us. And I can't tell you why. All I can tell you is that don't ask why. Just count your blessing. Count your blessing. That every time you put your hands in prayer position and your hand starts to open up and you feel God in the palm of your hand, you feel His existence right here in the palm of your hand. That's a blessing in itself.